Have you ever had a falling out with a friend? Maybe it was over something you said, something you posted on social media. Well, two very famous men had a falling out. You may have heard about it. Donald Trump and Elon Musk. And today we're going to break down all the idioms, all the phrases that you need, okay, to talk about what went down. If you are new to my channel, well, then welcome. If you're returning, then welcome back. Just a little caveat before we dive any deeper. This channel is focused on advanced English. So if you are B2 plus, you're in the right place. If you are A2 plus and you're trying to reach B2 level, we have a wonderful new channel, Learn English Through Stories. So if that's your zone, head on over there. There's no need to stress yourself out with this video. But for those of you who are advanced, well, let's dive right in. Okay, so let's dive into the beef between Donald Trump and Elon Musk. So you had a falling out, you traded insults, and suddenly you just cool again? Well, Trump and Musk did that. So today we're going to use their beef, their fight, their online arguments to learn some English. First one, I said they had a falling out. And what is a falling out? It's a serious disagreement that damages a relationship, a falling out. So we had a falling out over money and haven't spoken since. We had a falling out over money and haven't spoken since. So this is a serious disagreement that actually damages a relationship. I want you to pause for a moment and think about this. Have you ever had a falling out with someone you actually cared for? What caused it? And did you ever fix it? Sometimes when we fall out with people, we can never go back in time. We can never rewind right to the past. We just kind of let it go. But I would like you to pause for a moment and internalize this phrase, falling out. Have you ever fallen out with someone? Have you ever had a falling out with someone? Have you ever had a serious disagreement with someone and it damaged the relationship? Do let me know in the comments below, just a yes or a no. Now, if you were following this drama, this saga, this beef between Trump and Elon Musk, you know that the knives were out. After their falling out, the knives were out on X, well, it's Twitter, now known as X, right? And it got personal really fast. They were trading insults. And if you're trading insults, you publicly attack each other with words. You trade insults. I also said the knives were out. And if I say the knives were out, I mean that they were openly hostile. They were ready to attack. And this could be either verbally, politically, and sometimes even physically. The knives were out. Just imagine that in your head, Trump and Musk holding knives, but the knives are actually words, they are insults. So they were trading insults. The knives were out. Now think about this. Okay, it happens very often on social media. It seems like social media does not have any rules, not much etiquette going on there. You often see social media fights, public call-outs, people trading insults. I'm just wondering, have you ever said something on social media, maybe traded an insult with a stranger, and maybe because emotions were running high? I feel like this often happens with Formula One fans. They get so caught up in the emotion, the adrenaline, emotions run high. There's a post on social media, people trade insults, and depending on which team you support, the knives are out. So, going back to you, are you guilty of it? Have you ever said something on social media and then regretted it later because you know that you only did it because emotions were running high? That's the only reason you traded insults. It's not really who you are. Are you ready for a little quiz? Okay, so which phrase means that the hostility is obvious? A, hold your horses. B, kiss and make up. C, the knives are out. And I'm pretty sure that you guessed C, the knives are out. So let's dive into number 3 on today's list, which is kiss and make up. Kiss and make up to reconcile after a fight. Trump and Elon Musk, they just kissed and made up, just like that. Just like that. All that drama gone. Poof. They just kissed and made up. Have you ever had a fight with someone, then just kissed and made up, pretended like nothing happened? Well, that's really what's going on with Trump and Musk. They just kissed and made up all those insults that they were trading on the internet, just forgotten, or maybe forgiven for a price. Forgiven for a price. What am I talking about? Well, we're going to talk about bought and paid for. Bought and paid for is when you are completely controlled or influenced, especially politically. Bought and paid for when you are completely controlled by someone else or completely influenced by someone else. It's no secret that Elon Musk believes that he is the de facto president of the United States. He really does believe that Donald Trump has been bought and paid for. He often talks about the 198 million donation that he gave to Trump's campaign. So, in his eyes, in his book, he believes that Trump has been bought and paid for. So, bought and paid for, completely controlled or influenced, especially when we're talking about politics. Now, Trump says he's neutral, but we all know that he's been bought and paid for by the donors, the people who donated to his campaign. Now, this is an interesting one because after this beef, after they've kissed and made up, Trump has come out and said he doesn't hold a grudge. So, hold a grudge means to stay angry for a very long time. And if you did something to offend me, chances are I would hold a grudge, especially if it was something serious. If you traded insults with me on social media, publicly for all the world to see, I would probably hold a grudge. I would stay angry for a long time. But hey, guess what? Trump is a better person than I am. He doesn't hold a grudge. That's what he said. He doesn't hold grudges. Or maybe he has too much to lose. Maybe this relationship is transactional and he can't afford to hold a grudge. Why? You guessed it, because he's bought and paid for. Now, hold your horses. Hold your horses. Slow down, hold your horses. Be patient, don't rush. Before we start praising this relationship or before we start judging this friendship, let's hold our horses. Okay. Now, we use this phrase when someone is jumping to conclusions, like I am. I'm saying he's bought and paid for, it's transactional. So you should be saying to me, hey, Nas, hold your horses. Go and comment with that phrase. Comment in the comment section below. So use it when someone is jumping to conclusions, like, hey, hold on, slow down, be patient, hold your horses, don't rush. It's not just about when someone's jumping to conclusions. It could also be when someone is rushing and making a decision. That sounds like me. I am really impatient. I am also, what is the word that I'm looking for? I am quite reactive. I'm also someone who doesn't overthink things. I just follow my instincts. And very often my friends have to say to me, hey, slow down, be patient, hold your horses. Okay, so let's do some shadowing with these phrases. How does that sound to you? And by the way, if you're enjoying this video and you're still here, please hit that like button. So, first one, we had a falling out. We had a falling out. Not a good thing. We had a falling out. They traded insults online. They traded many, many, many insults online. The knives were out. The knives were out. But hey, guess what? They kissed and made up. They kissed and made up. Because Trump doesn't hold a grudge. Trump doesn't hold a grudge. In my book, in my opinion, it looks like he's bought and paid for. It looks like he's bought and paid for. And you guys should be saying in the comments below, hey, Nas, let's hold our horses. Let's hold our horses. Now, what have we done today? These are not just idioms. These are phrases that we use, native English speakers like myself, we use to talk about conflict, to talk about power, to talk about loyalty, to talk about ego, to talk about friendships gone bad. I just want to know which one hits home for you today, which one resonated with you today. Please take a moment to comment below. Tell me about a falling out you had and whether you kissed and made up. I've got exciting things coming up in the next video. We're going to cover phrases like wishy-washy, on the fence, and flip-flopping. And also, holy moly, guacamole, but that's a whole other video. So if you don't want to miss out on our upcoming videos, then do take a moment to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and learn English with me, Nas, from real life. So until the next video, wishy-washy, on the fence, flip-flopping, if you want to know what that's all about, join me in the next video. Have a fab day. It's Nas and it's just ciao for now. See you in the next one.